Welcome to the replay, guys. If you're joining us later on, you can always tap those hearts. It's just as fun the second time around. And I always go back and look at you replay viewers. I thank you for tuning in. It's pretty awesome. And for anyone else who is tuning in on the web or on YouTube later on, grab the app. Go to the Periscope app and get the app. Come on in the room because it's a lot of fun. Welcome everyone. As you're joining, hop on in the chat. Let me know what your name is and where you're from and what you're writing. Today we are talking about 10 things you need to know before hiring a book editor. I made a PDF guide. It's going to be super useful. Y'all are going to love it. I want to talk through some of them and give you my experience from behind the scenes editing books. Hello, Corey from London, New Orleans. Nice. I assume that's New Orleans like the South, not London, like the UK. You can let me know if I've got that wrong, but Megan from New York writing a blog post. Awesome. I love blogging. Sometimes I love blogging. It can be a little grueling at times to keep it up, but I've started batching my blogs and that helps so much. So much. Welcome, guys. Okay, so who am I? I'm Morgan Gist McDonald, writing coach, editor, and author, and I run my business and my blog out of paperravenbooks.com. Joanne's in the room. Oh, Corey London. I love it. Corey from New Orleans. Welcome. Joanne, welcome. I work with people who want to write a book and don't know where to start. I walk with them chapter by chapter from vague idea to first draft to finished manuscript. And if you already have a first draft, I work with a team of editors who are amazing, and together we take your first draft and turn it into a publishable book. Hello, Susan. Welcome, welcome. So, I love to talk about books. This is all I talk about. If you love talking writing and books, hit Perry Buddy down there, change that plus to a check. It'll let you know when I'm scoping, and you can catch me live or you can catch the replay. I put all the replays up at paperravenbooks.com/periscope. So that's really fun. And today I want to give y'all some behind the scenes know-how of the book editing world. I made a little quick start PDF guide. 10 things you need to know before hiring a book editor. And you can get it yourself at paperravenbooks. Sorry, let me see if I can get that a little bit closer. paperravenbooks.com/10 things. That's the number 10. paperravenbooks.com/10 things. You found me on a podcast. Thank you. I'm glad you went ahead and followed me. It's very cool. Which podcast was it? Let me know. I've been doing lots of podcast interviews, which has been really fun, but really weird for me. Like this whole world of like stepping out and doing Periscope and podcasts and like all this stuff has been really strange because I'm a writing geek, right? You know, I write, I edit, I do stuff in my bubble, but it's been also really fun to get to know you guys. So, it's been great. All right. So I'm going to read you all a couple of these. I'm not going to read all of them because it's not long. You can definitely read it pretty quickly, but I'm going to read you my favorites and you can catch the rest. Okay, 10 things you need to know before you hire a book editor. Number 1, if you know an English major or a retired English teacher, please do not ask him to edit your book. Editing is not all about grammar. Editing is a strategic blend of voice, style, persuasion, psychology, and yes, grammar. I know, Joanne. Right, we all do it though. A good editor will know when to break grammar rules in favor of the author's voice, and a great editor will know when to rearrange the structure of the book to make it more marketable to the audience. And they just don't teach those skills in English 101. So I've written this guide in kind of like a funny little way, but I am being also serious that I know, and thank y'all for those hearts, I know that when you first write a book, you're like, I just don't want to step out and hire a professional editor. That feels like it's too serious, and I just don't know that I'm that serious. So I'm going to get my great Aunt Sally, who's an English teacher, and she's going to edit it for me. But great Aunt Sally, she'll find all the grammar errors, and then she'll probably tell you that she hates your book. And you're going to be really upset. I've seen it happen time and time again. There's something about people who are really into English grammar that hate most books. I don't know what it is. But your book might be great. Jess is here. Hello, Jess. When you missed point number 1. When you finish writing your book, don't give it to your retired English teacher friend to edit it, because they won't know how to edit a book and they'll probably hate your book, sadly enough. This is this weird trend I talk to writers all the time who've written a first draft and they gave it to someone who's really good at English, and that person like marked it all up and gave them all this terrible feedback, and then they felt really defeated for months before they could pick the book back up again. Instead, what you need is an editor who knows what they're doing, right? And so an editor will approach a book and say, you know what, this is not 100% perfect, I know that, but I'm going to help you find those powerful moments in the book and help you tighten them up and make them even more powerful. And I'm going to help you find those loose moments in the book where it's kind of you're on some tangents and you're not making perfect sense. And we're just gonna cut those parts out. And so an editor will help you like feel out those different points and really shape and bring the book up to publishable level. Okay, so that's point number 1. Thanks for those hearts, guys. I'm gonna skip a couple points, although they're very important, about developmental editing and copy editing and proofreading, because they're all very different. Okay, Jess, you can have one. Every book is allowed one little tangent, but not in the first 20% of the book, because people will get confused and will stop reading. You gotta at least get them hooked. And later on, you can go on a tangent. Just one. All right, here's another point for you. You should have at least 2 editors on your book. If you only have one editor, that person will inevitably fail to see a gaping hole in your structure or miss a handful of grammar errors. Editors are humans too. Your book will feel much more professional if you have 2 editors working on your book, one to handle developmental editing and one to handle copy editing and proofreading. That's my bare minimum. And this comes from, I actually used to work in the publishing industry. I worked at a small publishing house, Lynn Reiner Publishers. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of them, but they were actually pretty big in the academic world. And every single book, this is true at Lynn Reiner, this is true at other publishing houses, every single book gets a team of editors. You get, it usually comes in through an acquisitions editor, and once it's pulled into the publishing house, the acquisitions editor becomes the managing editor, or there's a new managing editor, and developmental and copy editing, proofreading, right? So there's a team of editors. I know, it is sad, but most books do have a minor typo every once in a while. It's just, we're humans. And so I will honestly say that for the first few years that I was freelancing, I was doing all the editing on my own, and eventually I just had to step up and own the fact that I'm one person and I can't catch everything. So I slowly started building a team around me. So I started working with one proofreader, and then I started working with a copy editor and a proofreader on every project. And now every project that comes into paperravenbooks.com, we assign 3 editors to every book. I'm the managing editor. I am in there with every book. But we also have a developmental editor, and we also have copy editing and proofreading. So I have come to see that this is essential to producing a really good book. I know a lot of authors, they just want to catch the grammar and the spelling, but editing is so much more than that. A good editor will help you bring out the power and the grace from your story and make it compelling for your reader. Thanks for those hearts, guys. Okay, let me give you another one. Here's another one. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. This is actually number 8. Good editing takes time. You should plan for at least 6 weeks. 2 weeks for developmental editing, 2 weeks for you to make revisions, and 2 weeks for copy editing and proofreading. Oh my gosh, people. I can't tell you how many people... Hello, Ricky. I can't tell you how many times I've had someone hop on the phone with me or send me an email and they say, I've got this book and I need it published. I need it ready for publication within 2 weeks. I'm like, buddy, I really wish you had contacted me 2 months ago. Because what most people don't realize is it truly takes time for you to carefully go through the book, look for those powerful moments, look for those weaker moments. Oh, the Home Entrepreneur podcast. Yes, I love Joy Disney. She's amazing. She She is doing big things in the publishing world. She's published like 40 books. Her most recent book is on like bestsellers list everywhere for business books. Joytsna is amazing. Home Entrepreneur Podcast. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, and Jess, I know, right? I mean, you can't have a book completely polished, edited, and stuff in 2 weeks, because the first phase is all about the overall structure of your book and making sure that all those little stories and tangents and information and memories are intentional and purposeful for really bringing your reader through from introduction to conclusion in a powerful, compelling way. And then you need time to do revisions, because your editor is going to come back and say, hey, this chapter didn't make sense, and you need time to fix that, okay? And you should not be trying to fix that in 24 hours, because, well, A, that's crazy, and B, it won't be that good. So give yourself some time as the person doing the revisions, because I've never, ever, ever read a book that just needed to fix a couple of typos and grammar errors, and that's it. As the author, you're going to have to do some revisions. Joanne says, it's like when I go into a cluttered home and I hear we can do this in a weekend. Yeah, only on TV when there's a team of 20 people behind the scenes, right? So true. Not everyone can follow logic in my brain, by the way. Yeah, and honestly, when you are the one doing the writing, even me, like I edit for a living. This is what I have done for the last 8 years of my life. When I wrote my book, I brought in an editor, and she told me, she was like, these are the parts of your book that don't make sense. And I was like, thank you for pointing that out for me. So, leave yourself some revision time. It's going to happen. And then you get to the copy editing and proofreading stuff. And that's mostly cleaning up the book, but there still might be some stuff that you have to revise and address later on. So give yourself at least 6 weeks. If you want to stay sane, 2 months for the whole editing process. And I wish it could be faster, but if you want it to be good, it takes time. And then the last point. I love my last point, the 10th point. Point number 10. Great editing equals a great book. I'm so biased. So if you want to produce a high quality book that will seriously level up your business or platform, take your time, do your research, and find fantastic editors. I know. 1 kid-free night to do clean, or 1 kid-free night to write. Joanne and I are going to be fighting for your attention. Joanne's going to say clean and declutter, and Morgan's going to say write and edit. Okay, guys. So we're not gonna spend all day reading through the whole thing. But, oh, sorry. If you do want to read about my editing philosophy, that's also included in the Paper Raven Books packet. Okay, this is a PDF guide, 10 things you need to know before hiring a book editor. And here's where you get it. paperravenbooks.com/10 things. Do y'all have any questions? Anything you want to chat about? I have a couple minutes. Thanks all for hanging out. Good comments, good hearts. One on each shoulder. Right on one side, clean on the other. You are very welcome. Pen to the page. I looked up your name the other day and I totally forgot. But thank you for being here. Yes. Editing is important. And it's not that hard to find good editors. You should find an editor who you click with, someone that you actually enjoy talking with, because everyone has their own writing voice and their own writing style. Megan, thank you. Thanks, Megan. My name is Morgan, and I get called Megan all the time. So Megan's almost like my second name. But it's cool. I like it. It's a good name. And so we all have our own writing voice, and when we are editing, our little mantra as a group is do no harm, which we totally steal from the doctors, but even though we try to do no harm to the manuscript, we make little changes, we make little stylistic, suggestions, we reorganize sentences a little bit, and the voice comes out. So if you're working with an editor who is a former English teacher and has a stick up their butt, that's what your book's gonna sound like. But if you work with a cool person who actually has a decent writing style and voice, and someone you would enjoy talking to, then they're going to help you preserve that conversational, approachable style, which is what you really want for your book. And I work only with really cool people. In fact, we had a team meeting this morning. It's so fun. Can I tell you, it's so fun to make a group of editors have a video conference call. Never seen a group of more awkward people on a video conference call in your life. But I love them. I love my team. I want to die laughing every time we have a team meeting. But I don't, because they are sensitive souls and they don't need someone who's going to die laughing at their awkwardness. Accountants. That is true. True statement, Joanne. All right, guys. I got to wrap up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your lovely... Accountants might be more awkward. Thank you for your lovely, fun, random comments and your beautiful, colorful hearts. Follow me if you're not already. Grab your very own PDF, Paper Raven Books. Is that lined up? paperravenbooks.com/10things. And I will catch you guys later. Oh, I'm thinking about doing a blab tomorrow. A blab so y'all can hop in and ask questions. If I do a blab tomorrow, I'll first hop on Periscope and let you know that we're doing the blab. Oh, yay! Thanks, Susan. All right, y'all have a good afternoon, and I'll either talk with you or scope with you or blab with you